Have you been seeing these ads on TV? I don't know if they're just, here in the D.C. market, we get a lot of advertising that's directed towards members of Congress. We get ads for, hey, you want to buy a fighter jet? I'm serious. To companies that make tanks advertise here in D.C. Of course, the pharmaceutical industry and the oil industry, and now we've got the patent trolls are advertising really aggressively. But Pete Peterson's foundation. Pete Peterson is the Wall Street multi-billionaire who, for years, my understanding has put hundreds of millions of dollars over the last few decades into a, quote, educational campaign to educate the American public as to why we have to privatize Social Security and turn it over to people like Pete Peterson, Wall Street billionaires. What a surprise. And they're running an ad here where they talk about the national debt is at $19 trillion. And one day soon, you're going to see your roads fall apart, your schools fall apart, everything's going to fall apart because the national debt is so high that we can't pay for them. He conveniently doesn't mention that, that you won't be able to fund the military. But in any case, there's a great website that I learned about on Twitter overnight. I think it was last night somebody tweeted it out, and it's remarkable. I retweeted it, but it's and we should get it on our Facebook page and on our website. But it's called ReaganBushDebt.org. 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 And to read from their site, this is as of 6 o'clock Central Time, 6 a.m. this morning. So this was, around 9 o'clock our time. And what it says is the current this site tracks the current Reagan-Bush debt. And keep in mind, we've only had two families occupy the White House on behalf of Republicans, the Bushes and Mr. Reagan, since basically Richard Nixon. And it gets really weird when you think about this, that the Republican Party since 1952 has never had a presidency that didn't involve either a Nixon or a Bush. Very strange. But anyhow, the current Reagan-Bush debt, the Reagan-Bush debt is how much of the national debt of the United States is attributable to the presidencies of Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, and the Republican policy of borrow and spend. And they say the current Reagan-Bush debt is $18,026,636,000,000, which means that in the total of 20 years, these three presidents have led to the creation of 93.66% of the entire national debt in only 8% of the 240 years of the existence of the United States of America. So if Pete Peterson is all that worried about the national debt, maybe he should be talking to Republicans about it.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.